What's up, guys? Welcome to the Being Beautifully Honest podcast and channel. Thanks for being here, for being subscribed if you are. If you're not, go ahead and hit that button. And if you are listening to this on YouTube, hit that like button. It's like walking into the room and hit that light switch. We just want to go ahead and brighten up the place. So let's get into this podversation/reality chat. All right, guys, I recently did a reality chat talking about sickening, otherwise known as Maurice, and his interview that he did with Carlos King on his podcast, and how just disgusted I was. Apparently, I wasn't the only one. Not that I'm really surprised, because I really have not listened to anyone else's reaction to it. I wasn't sure if I was going to listen to it, because just listening to Carlos's voice sometimes, it is a little bit hard to endure for a long period of time. I'm not trying to be shady. I'm just being honest. It's something about the high-pitched, nasally / throaty sound. It's just a bit off-putting for me, as well as the I don't even know the word I want to use, but it's just the extra effervescence that goes along with it, if you get my drift. So it just can become a bit annoying. Well, I was perusing through the Neighborhood Talk on Instagram, and apparently his interview has definitely gotten some traction, because they mentioned it. And then Dennis McKinley, who used to be engaged to Porsha Williams but is no longer, but they share a child together, he made a comment about it, because apparently he is making waves, and not a good way, because Dennis McKinley has said that he wants to fight Maurice, and I don't know how it came to that, because I guess maybe Dennis McKinley DM'd him, and Maurice, he said something about $20,000 put up on both sides. I'll get sponsors to match $100K for charity. Let's box for charity, #cancer. And I don't know, because Dennis McKinley says, I'm fighting Maurice in October if he has 20K. His interview with Carlos King was disgusting. And it was. I don't know what all this boxing for charity has to do with anything about it, because I guess that would be the legal way of trying to beat his ass down, because you can't just go out there and knock him out, because then he'd get arrested. So I guess I kind of get that. I just don't know where the conversation came up about them boxing for charity, but it was absolutely disgusting. So the post reads, Porsha Williams' baby daddy, Dennis, wants to fight Love and Marriage Huntsville cast member Mauricescott after his interview with Carlos King. Quote, his interview was disgusting. And the Neighborhood Talk says, you know the F what, Dennis? I ain't even mad. And then so people were commenting in the comment section. I'm just going to read some of the comments. One person says, is she your wife or sex slave? What the F? That is sickening. Another one says, this interview was so disgusting. I tried to not engage, but I read she was being treated with chemo. Chemo has some of the worst long-term effects on the body. My dad got so sick he couldn't hold food and was tube-fed. This man is a clown. Sis needs to run and find peace and a husband who honors his vows by sticking it out in sickness and health. I hate this guy, and I don't even watch the show. That comment got 793 likes. The other one that I just read previous to that got 1,599 likes and about 14 replies to that comment. I didn't read all of the replies, but another commenter says, to roll over and suffer through it, quote unquote, made my stomach drop. It's important to pick a partner who knows how to be selfless sometimes. Someone who can be with you in all seasons, even when you have nothing to give. And that is exactly what I was saying. The fact that this nigga is talking about, you know, I need sex just like you need drama, and trying to make a joke out of it. Sex is not a need. As much as some people just may be hot in between their legs and feel like they can't control their urges, That makes you more of an animal than it does a human being. And when the person that you made a vow to be with through sickness and in health, you can't control it as they're suffering through procedures to try to spare their life so that she can eventually get better, so that maybe if she feels like it, she could have sex with your worthless ass, then you don't deserve to have a wife. Be single and screw every hole out here that will open their legs up for you. And that's the thing. The fact that he said this in this interview and thinks that it's okay. Listen, no one said that he is forcing her to do anything. She did say that she is dealing with it and allows him. Yeah, but even with that being said, she's doing it because she knows that's just how much he wants it, instead of her having the freedom and flexibility to feel like this man loves me so selflessly and selfishly that we can go without sex and he will be okay. That's just ridiculous. Nobody can tell her to get out of the marriage. Nobody can tell her what to do, but we can definitely make suggestions. And I am sorry to see that she has endured this worthless pig, because nobody deserves that. No one deserves that. And on this most recent episode, by the way, I don't know why she feels the need to try to prove that she was not a side chick, that she feels was implied by his ex-wife. But listen, the fact of the matter is she probably was, not saying it was intentional, but knowing the worthless pig that he is, it very well could be that he was telling Kimmi one thing, telling his wife at the time, Kiowa, another thing. Kiowa is thinking that she has the impression that they're going to work things out, but more than likely he was lying to her to try to smooth things over because he wanted to try to work things out when it came to child support issues and things like that, not having to have the court order it, where it would probably be a lot more than what he's having to do, and getting to the point that he got to eventually, which is getting custody of their son and having his opportunity to have their son move with him, which I don't believe that Kimmi was in on that either, because she doesn't seem really happy with the situation. But just like having sex with Maurice, she's enduring it. She's going through it, but it's not something that she's happy to do. So if indeed she was seeing this man before they got divorced, because one minute she says that they had already been going through the divorce, but it just wasn't finalized yet. And then another, she says, well, yeah, they were going through the divorce, but the papers weren't signed yet. Kimmi can't say. She can say what she assumes or what she thinks, or she can even say what he told her. But because Kimmi was not in their marriage, she was definitely not in their divorce, all she can do is speculate. So for her to even go through with having this meetup, which, let's just be clear, that definitely was for the cameras, it was for the show, and it was definitely for a storyline, but albeit uncomfortable for her, to sit down and have a conversation with his ex-wife to say that you feel that you are owed an apology because it was implied that she interfered in their marriage. The only person that Kimmi can deal with is her husband now. That is Maurice. So whether he said one thing and other things have come out and been revealed, or even if he says that she said something, or she thought that she heard Kiowa say something, she can't take it out with this woman. One, they've been divorced for years now, and she and Maurice have been married for years now. For her to still be harping on that, there must be, in my personal opinion, there must be some reasons for her to believe that she actually was, but she does not want to admit it because, as she has stated, integrity is everything to her. So I don't think that Kimmi was an intentional side chick, but she probably was. And now finding out after the fact, it's making her angry. And instead of taking it out with her husband, she wants to say, well, Kiowa and I, we're okay, but we'll never be friends because of this rumor that was put out there about me. Well, one, if you feel that way, you both could just never be friends anyway. So there's really no need to try to clear the air, because let's say that she did say it. Do you really believe that if she came out and said, yeah, I said it, but you know what? Looking back on it now, I was wrong and I'm sorry. Even if she apologized, she would not be buddy and besties with her because of that matter. Because she would never be able to trust her. And two, this was the woman that Maurice was married to before. This isn't some Jada Pinkett and whatever Will Smith's ex-wife's name is. I think her name was Cherie, where they're going on vacations and trips together and they're friends. It's not going to be that type of situation for most people that you have an ex-wife and a current wife. Most of the time, you're not going to be best friends or besties or BFFs or even friends for that matter. Sometimes you don't even have communication. That's just the way it is. So she just needs to get over that and accept the fact that, yeah, she probably indeed was lied to by Maurice. He probably was more likely than not still screwing his wife at the time, but now ex-wife, and doing pillow talk, saying things to her, yeah, I'm going to try to work it out or whatever. And then blindsided Kiowa by saying, yeah, you know what, this ain't working out. I just want to go ahead and get a divorce. And then he's with Kimmi, and then they wind up getting married. So in my personal opinion, just being beautifully honest, I just believe that, I'm not saying Kimmi got what she deserved, but you kind of got what he was. There's nothing about him that is different, because he even said himself that he was screwing a lot of women like right up until the point that he got with Kimmi. So do you really believe that he just immediately cut it off? And if he did, then the expectations upon her were probably really high to perform sexually a lot. And she probably indulged in that because she wanted the man. She mentioned how she was kind of low-key stalking him on his Facebook page, saw that he was a barber, wanted to schedule an appointment for her son to get his hair cut. So she was peeping him out. And she eventually got what she was eyeing. And now it's, all that glitters definitely is not gold. So anyway, guys, you let me know your thoughts about all of this in the comments section. Thank you so much for being here, liking, and subscribing. I'm Beth, just being beautifully honest. So until the next time, I just wanted to keep it brief, beautiful, and now I'm going to say bye.